2022 is going to be your year. Seriously, after the last 2 years, I think we're all overdue a really great year. So in this video, I'm going to share my top productivity tips to help you make 2022 your best year yet. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing my life-changing productivity system that you'll wish you'd have known about sooner. So make sure you stay till the end because trust me, you don't want to miss that. Hi everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. I'm Caitlin and this is Twig. At Twig, we chat all things personal development with videos to help you achieve more success but with less stress. So if that sounds like something you're going to be interested in, please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell to be one of the first to find out when I release my next video. So let's get straight into it. So my first productivity tip is to prepare the night before. Honestly, I think most of the day's productivity comes from good preparation. So preparing for the next day the night before is imperative in my opinion. This one really changed the game for me and it's so simple. Each night before you go to sleep, choose what you're going to wear the next day and lay it out so it's ready for when you wake up. Just wearing an outfit that you feel good in and that's been carefully chosen out the night before can set you up for a really productive day. It also means that when you wake up in the morning, that task of choosing an outfit and deciding what to wear has already been dealt with, so the sleepy morning version of you doesn't have to make those decisions. All you'll have to worry about is putting on the clothes that are already laid out for you. As well as laying out your clothes the night before, make your lunch or dinner if you're from the north, like me. Just make it the night before, even if you're working from home. And that way, all you need to do at dinner time or lunchtime is walk to the kitchen, open the fridge and take your food out and eat it. There's no staring blankly into the fridge looking for answers when you've already had a really busy morning trying to be productive. It's there for you. That's another decision that's taken off your hands. So as well as your outfit for the day after, as well as your dinner for the day after, think about other things that you can prepare the night before that's going to make your job in the morning or the full day easier than it would have been if you hadn't have done that. So have you got some elaborate skincare routine with about 15 steps? Would it be quicker and easier for you in the morning if you got all of those skincare steps out on the sink in the bathroom ready for you to just pick up and use? Do you usually get a bag ready every day before you go to work that could be done the night before? Just think of all of the things that you can do for yourself the night before that is going to make the day easier. That helps you use less energy on day-to-day tasks that need to be done and means that you can use more of your energy on being completely productive throughout the day. It'll help you avoid decision fatigue, which is caused by having to make too many decisions throughout the day. And you'll probably notice that sometimes when you've got to make lots and lots of small decisions, it becomes a bit overwhelming and sometimes it can stop you making any decision at all, which is obviously not very helpful when you're trying to be as productive as possible. Decision fatigue can cause procrastination, avoidance, impulsivity, and indecision. Complete opposite of what we need for a productive day. So if you can reduce the number of decisions that you need to make throughout the day by doing them all the night before, you'll reduce the chance that you'll experience decision fatigue throughout the day, which means you can be more productive. Productivity tip number 2, identify your priorities. If you've got a to-do list as long as your arm and you've only got a certain number of hours in the day, you're gonna need to prioritize. Look down your list and put a star next to anything that absolutely has to be done that day. Those starred tasks are your priorities for the day. If everything on your list is starred and it's physically impossible that you'll be able to get all of that done in one day, and it's like that a lot, it's not just a one-off, then you've got a separate issue that I'll hopefully be able to address in my video that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, which is on managing a crazy workload and making sure you can get everything done. Ideally, you'll have around 3 priorities every day and make sure you plan your day around those priorities to get them all done. Productivity tip number 3, time block. Being productive has got a lot to do with time management. Quite simply, if you've got an idea of what you need to do and when you're going to do it, you're much more likely to actually do it. And time blocking is my favourite way to do this. Time blocking is when you divide your day up into chunks, and those chunks can be of the same length, they can be of different lengths, but each one is assigned to a task or part of a task, and that time is dedicated to just getting that one thing done at a time. This is especially helpful if you're prone to flitting between lots of different tasks, doing little bits of everything, but they're not actually really achieving anything. And you'll probably have days like that where you feel like you've been super, super busy all day, but when you look at your to-do list, nothing's being ticked off. Time blocking really helps with that. By having a singular focus and not having to switch between lots of different tasks, you're more likely to accomplish what you're actually set out to do, and hence be more productive. Productivity tip number 3, do the worst task first. So when you're planning your time blocking, be mindful of the order that you put your tasks in. Are you more productive usually in the mornings, and would it be better to get the longest, most chunky tasks done in the mornings? Equally, are you more productive in the afternoons, and would it be better to put them there? Lots of productivity experts will tell you to do the worst tasks first. Usually by that they mean the longest and most involved tasks. But for me, my worst tasks aren't always the longest and most chunky tasks. They're the little tasks, the little admin tasks that pop up throughout the day that break up your focus and distract you. The tasks like filing, or replying to an email that I've been ignoring, or giving someone a call for an update that I've not really spoken to very much, so I'm procrastinating on it because I'm an introvert and I don't like talking to new people. All of those little annoying tasks that would literally take 2 minutes but you procrastinate on for ages. Assign your first half an hour of the day to getting those tasks done. That's if you like me, of course, but if you see the worst task as the big chunky one, then get that done first. Whatever works for you. Productivity tip number 4, get rid of distractions. If you're trying to complete a task that requires a lot of focus, the best thing that you can do to complete that as efficiently as possible is to remove all distractions from your environment. That can be as simple as putting your phone in a drawer, or it can be as radical as booking yourself a room in an office to sit in on your own and focus completely on that task until it's done. You can even set focus time in your calendar. I know that a lot of calendars have a setting for that. So you put your focus time in your calendar. Everyone else can see that you're going to be busy at that point. Put your status to do not disturb and use that time to really get that task done with no distractions. Obviously, this is a strategy that is only to be used every now and again, because you just don't want to be that person that's always on do not disturb. You know the one. If sitting in a quiet room without distractions isn't possible for you, then try putting your headphones on or your earphones in and listen to a white noise playlist on Spotify, because that'll create a kind of buffer in your environment that blocks out or muffles the external noise. And it's not a song that's got lyrics in it that are going to distract you. It's just a one noise that you can use to help drown out the rest of the noise in the environment. Productivity tip number 5, take breaks. It might seem a bit counterintuitive to include a tip on taking breaks in a productivity video, but a massive part of being as productive as you possibly can be throughout the day is making sure that you're in the frame of mind to be able to be productive. And if you're working for really long stints of time with no breaks, it's going to get to the point where you're burnt out, and then you'll be forced to take an extended break. And what's better really, taking a short 15-minute coffee break, or having to take a day off work because you physically can't get out of bed because you're so tired. So schedule breaks when you're doing your time blocking. After every task or after every 2 tasks, put 10 or 15 minutes in for a little coffee break, and that'll help you recharge before you move on to the next task. But make sure that you're disciplined with this. If you need to set a timer to remind you when your break's over, then set one. I know that I'm really guilty for starting a break that I intend to be 10 minutes long, and then before I know it, I've looked back up at the clock, an hour's passed, and all I've done is just sit scrolling down Instagram. That is obviously not productive. So hold yourself accountable to your breaks. Make sure you have them to look after yourself, but also don't go crazy with them. So that's the tips, but as promised, I'm going to talk you through my productivity routine that genuinely changed my life, and hopefully it will yours as well. But you know, everyone is different, and this is what works for me, so it might not necessarily work for you, but I really hope it does. So, my productivity routine starts the night before. As discussed in step 1, I'll lay my outfit out for the next day and make my lunch or dinner so that it's ready. I also do what I like to call a house reset. So that's making sure the pots from dinner are washed and put away. It's putting the TV remotes into the drawer so that they're not on the coffee table, plumping the pillows on the settee, and just having a general tidy round so that when I come down the next morning, I'm not faced with mess, because that clouds my brain and it stresses me out. I need to have a nice clean environment in the morning to get my day off to a good start. If I start the day flustered and annoyed that I've not cleaned up the night before, I'm much less likely to be productive that day. After my house reset, I'll do my normal bedtime routine like brush my teeth, do my skincare, get my nice pajamas on, and I'll get into bed. And then when I'm in bed, I get this planner out and I plan out my entire day. So the first thing I do is write a big list of every single thing that I need to get done. So this is the one that I did last night for today. These are the things that I needed to write down. So this is a planner that I've bought that's already got its own titles in, but I've kind of like adjusted them for what I need. That usually says notes, but obviously I've changed it to to-dos. So today I wanted to get the ironing done, I wanted to clean the kitchen, film this video, edit this video. So I'm getting married soon, so I need to send my invites, otherwise no one's going to turn up to the wedding. I need to walk Spud's the dog, order a food shop, do my meal plan for the week, send my logbook off for my car because for some reason the place we bought it from didn't do it for me, and also book the honeymoon, which is quite exciting. Then from that list, what I need to do is highlight my priorities, which I've done. I've starred each task that I need to absolutely get done today. One of those is film this video, obviously, so I can upload it tomorrow, edit the video, walk Spud because Spud is a priority and she needs a big walk today because we've only been taking her on little ones recently. Order the food shop, like I said, is a priority because otherwise we're not going to have any food to eat, and the meal plan for the week, that kind of goes hand in hand. So then I write my priorities up here. So I've got my film video, walk Spud, edit video, meal plan and food shop, and I've obviously got my date up here. Once I've got my priorities and my list of things that I want to get done, I'll allocate that throughout the day. This particular planner has got times down, which is really helpful and it's really good for time blocking. If you want to do this digitally, absolutely no problem. I just like having a physical thing to hold and tick things off of. Like I said, I'll start to time block my day. So up at 6 o'clock, I'm asleep. 7 o'clock, I want to get up, I want to have my shower, get dressed, have my breakfast and my coffee. Then I need to do my hair and makeup, ready to film this video. Now I need to film the video, so let's see if I'm on track. It's 10:30. I did give myself until 11 o'clock to film the video, so I'm still on track. After this, I've got a 15-minute break to have some coffee. Then I'm going to put the addresses on my invites. I'm going to fill in my logbook, because these are all things that are on the list here, and I'm going to put my stamps on both of these things because for some reason you've got to do this through the post. Then after I've done that, I'm going to walk Spud for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, then have my dinner or lunch and post my invites and my logbook whilst I'm on the way. Then in the afternoon, I'm going to edit the video because that's another priority. The reason that I've got my non-priorities in here is because I've got a little space of time that I wouldn't be able to get a big task like this done. And so I can just do a little admin task. Usually I'd have those really early in the morning, but today because I'm filming a video, I want to get that done first. Then I'm going to edit my video. I won't get this done in 4 hours. It'll spill over to tomorrow, but as long as I've done the majority of it, that's fine. So then I'm having my tea or dinner, if you want to call it dinner, and I'm going to do the meal plan after tea. Then I'm going to order my food shop. Then I've given myself a bit of contingency as an overspill, just in case any of these things run over. Then I'm going to have my bubble bath. So this planner has got a little section for time for me, which I think is really nice actually. It's making sure that you're getting your self-care in, even though you've been really productive. I wrote bubble bath here and I've scheduled that in at 9 o'clock. Then I'm going to read my book because I've got a goal this year where I want to read 22 books in 2022. So I need to read my book. 11 and 12, I'm going to be asleep. I've not managed to get everything on here that is on my list. Ironing didn't make it, clean kitchen didn't make it, and book honeymoon didn't make it. So I've circled those tasks and I've moved them to tomorrow. If, for example, one of these tasks doesn't take me as long as I think it will, and I've also got my overspill there, I might be able to fit one of those things in here, and if that's the case, I can cross it off tomorrow already. Then I've got a little section up here for gratitude, so I'll fill that in tonight after the day's done. A couple of points, things that I'm grateful for in the day or just in general. And if you want to learn a bit more about gratitude, I did a video all about gratitude, so I'll link that in the video. And then as I go through the day, I'll just tick things off as I go. And you might think it's silly that I've got get dressed and have a coffee on here, but that's kind of a productivity tip as well, because if you've got little easy to complete things on your list and you tick them off, I don't know about anyone else, but ticking things off, it just makes me feel good, it makes me feel productive. So why not have a coffee on there? Then in the morning, I get a shower and I'll get dressed with the clothes that I've put out the night before. I'll have some breakfast, which is usually like a raw bar, and then I'll get started with whatever I've planned in my time block in the night before. And unless absolutely necessary, I'll keep my phone out of the room to get rid of the distractions. One of the most important things to know is that sometimes things don't go to plan. If that's the case, I move my tasks that weren't priorities to the next day. Starting this productivity system has really changed my life and the way that I work. Before I started blocking my days, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd spend loads of time just not really knowing what to do first. I'd be rereading my emails from the previous day and I'd be trying to figure out where I left off, and that all would probably take me about half an hour before I actually got into the task that I needed to get done. So time blocking and the rest of my productivity system has really helped me reduce the number of decisions that I need to make throughout the day, which means that I can avoid decision fatigue and be as productive as I possibly can be. Which means that when the workday is ended, I've got more time to enjoy the evenings and the weekends, because life is all about balance. If you can be as productive as you can in the day, it means you can relax more when you've got your time off. So that's it. I hope you found that useful, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell. Please let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these productivity tips before and what your productivity routine is if you've got one. If you'd like me to go into any more detail about anything that I've discussed today, then just let me know. I post 2 videos a week to help you achieve more success but with less stress. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Friday.